Welcome to today's edition of USL PRO Weekly. My name's Nicholas Murray, very pleased to be joined by David Wagner. And David, lots of interesting games in USL PRO this weekend, starting off with the Harrisburg City Islanders becoming the first team in USL PRO to defeat an MLS reserve team, going in and taking a 2-1 win against the Colorado Rapids reserves. We got to see parts of this game and big impact from the Union loanees that were with the City Islanders in helping them claim victory.
Yeah, it was really impressive to go out, get another win for Harrisburg, 2-0 start here in Colorado, tough conditions. First win against the MLS reserve team. I just thought it was a brilliant performance. I thought they went out there, they got stuck in, they played well. Big impact from the guys on loan from Philadelphia. Just really great performance by Harrisburg, and couldn't think of a better way to start the season.
This is the first time they're 2-0 in the club's history, and then Chris Hernandez with a goal and an assist, Greg Jordan with the game-winning goal. Very positive as they return home to Skyline Sports Complex this Saturday to face Rochester.
Yeah, I think that they have some good momentum going in. I think that what we saw from the loanees from Philadelphia is what we've talked about this season already. Impact from those MLS guys. We saw it in Richmond last week, saw it again this past weekend. I know we've been seeing it from Orlando. I think the Rochester guys are going to start hitting too. It's going to be a consistent theme all season, I think.
Now, speaking of Orlando, very nice win for them on Friday night against Los Angeles, and Jamie Watson coming through with 2 goals and an assist.
Yep.
He had a slightly down year for me last year, had 5 goals and 3 assists, which in Jamie Watson terms isn't necessarily what you're expecting. Already got 3 goals this season now and really seems to be firing with Long Tan and Dom Dwyer up top for the Lions.
Yeah, you can see when Jamie's out there, just has that confidence on the ball, that presence, and it makes that huge impact for Orlando. He already has it early in the season here, and that's a dangerous thing for all the opponents that Orlando's going to play.
Now, Los Angeles was top of the table, but now they've been joined by Orlando and Tampa Bay with 9 points as well. And a good performance by VSI. Really entertaining game on Sunday night against the Blues, and a 3-2 victory there as well. And guys stepping up like Sean Chin and Sean Reynolds scoring his first professional goal for VSI as well. So very interesting to see how they're building and what they're bringing to the table in their first season.
Yeah, I know in the past we've talked a little bit about the Brazilian connection they have there, but you're right. Guys like Chin and everybody are coming out, making that impact. They look good. They look good. They don't look like a team that's a first-year team that's only been playing together for a little over a month. They're connecting well, and obviously they don't give up. They had the lead, and then they lost it, and then they came back and ended up winning it at the end. So it was a very impressive performance from Tampa again.
Good experience on that team. Obviously, Andre Budny scoring the winning goal. From the Los Angeles point of view, I think probably a little disappointed they didn't get out of the weekend with a point.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed with the resiliency and with the effort they showed throughout both 90 minutes. And I think there's a lot of positives, even though they took 2 losses, to go back to the West Coast with as they prepare to face Wilmington.
I think so. I think when in the past we've talked about Orlando last season, LA, being that team last season that was just unlucky. They couldn't quite finish. They just couldn't quite get that goal, and they were just the quintessential unlucky team all season. This year they've started off well. They've played very well, and they played very well on this road trip again too. Unlucky to lose 2 games 3-2, and I think that they're going to get over it. It's a road trip. I think they're going to come back. They took a lot of positives out of it. To get back to Los Angeles, I think they're going to be all right.
Now, another team that in the past was feeling the similar way to the Blues is the Dayton Dutch Lions, and it seemed like they might have turned a corner this Saturday. Late winner by Remco Klaassen to give them a 2-1 win against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And suddenly there's a positive energy around this team, especially with the number of players they have returning and some of the new faces like Shintaro Harada that have joined the team.
Yeah, what a gutsy performance. Going down a man, coming back to win the game like that. Going up, then giving up the goal, then winning it late. Great performance by Dayton. You're right. They were one of the unlucky teams last year. But in a game where you had the 2 teams that finished last season, I don't think that's going to be the case again this year. I think you have Dayton. I think they've had some nice additions, but they had a solid core coming back. And on top of that, I just think that there's an element of experience there that's going to see them finish better this season.
As for Pittsburgh, probably a little bit deflating to lose in the final minutes just as they had done to Harrisburg the previous weekend. How did they stabilize the ship? They have a trip coming up this weekend to Charlotte and Charleston. How do they stabilize things? How do they get things back on track?
Yeah, I mean, things don't get easier. Obviously, they're going down to Charlotte, who hasn't given up a goal yet, and Charleston, defending champs. So it's going to be tough, but we've already talked about some good things that we've seen from Pittsburgh this year. We talk about that Week 1 performance where they went to Richmond and played so well. Obviously unlucky last week and the week before that as well, but they have a lot of good elements here, and I know everyone's highly motivated with that new venue. So if they could weather a road trip here, go and get a couple draws, get some points, and then get it back to Highmark, where I think they're really going to start to, fine-tune their game and get going.
Now, we do have a game tonight, Charlotte hosting Orlando,
Yep.
and a nice test for Charlotte, who, as you mentioned, haven't given up a goal yet in their opening 2 games. You can watch that game on USL Nation. We hope you'll join us on Thursday for the USL Pro Weekly Podcast, where we'll be talking with Jamie Watson and Gibson Barsley. But for David Wagner, my name's Nicholas Murray. Thanks for joining us.